Doctor Sleep. That's his name. That name again is Doctor Sleep.
Dr. Sleep. All right, here we go.
It's FlickFloptober, the doom and the dread. Laugh till you scream or hide under the bed. From cheesy slashers to eerie gold. 1 month of horror, new and old.
This week we revisit the Overlook Hotel, but don't book your travel plans yet. In Dr. Sleep, directed by Mike Flanagan and starring Ewan McGregor, Rebecca Ferguson, and Kyliegh Curran, we pick up Danny Torrance's story decades later as he battles addiction and supernatural predators to protect a young psychic. Sometimes monsters aren't under your bed, they're actually in your head. But is this a vision worth staying awake for? Or just another nightmare best forgotten? That name again is Dr. Sleep.
You know, Gary, sadly, The Simpsons
The symptoms of The Simpsons.
The Simpsons is such a part of you and I's lexicon.
Yeah.
That is, you're reading the director's name, right? What was it again?
I know you're thinking Flanders.
I want to go
Flanagan.
Flanagan. Well, no, that's actually I think that's not SNL. That's SNL. That's not even Simpsons. Sorry, I had the damn Dr. Sleep thing going in my head. But do you remember the whole? You know, it's a point. That's no point in talking about it. But John Lovitz's character, Tommy Flanagan,
Oh, okay.
the liar. Yeah, that's the ticket. It wasn't Flanagan. It was Flanagan.
I thought you were going to go with Mike Flanagan for Flanders.
Flanders. Why did this turn into a Simpsons intro?
Doesn't everything eventually?
It's either that
somehow
or he slips the Rain Man. I mean, we're like two trick ponies, man.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, so what do we got, Gary? You want to get a little RT on this one? You need a Rotten Tomato.
I say let's
start this thing.
Yeah, let's start there as per the usual.
So Dr. Sleep, again, now this is 2019. Now we're a little late to the game on this one, but we'll talk about why we got here at this time. So the tomato meter, the tomater, has it sitting at 78, and with the fans, the audience has it at 89. Gary, so pretty well received by the audience.
Yeah.
The critics, liked it, but didn't love it. It's fresh.
Well, full disclosure, I will say that I had seen this movie back in 2019 or whenever it came out.
Okay.
I saw The Shining when I was a kid. I've seen The Shining since. I never read the book, and I never read Dr. Sleep. But in anticipation of us doing this, I did go back and read both. Watched The Shining again also, by the way.
Kubrick's or the other one?
Not the TV one.
Steven Weber one, yeah.
And I haven't seen that. I understand that's a lot more closer to the book.
Oh, you've never seen that one?
No, never.
Yeah. Okay.
But then I read Dr. Sleep and then proceeded to watch the film after reading it. Yeah. In all fairness, I will, and I think this is probably because the backstory that's in the book, Dr. Sleep, is kind of mostly quickly gone over in the movie, and I'd seen it, quite a number of years ago. I didn't remember any of the movie when I was reading the book.
Okay.
Other than the one character had a hat. That's about all I can recall. And
one giant tooth.
In the book, correct.
In the book. Yeah. In the movie, she was kind of hot.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a take.
Yeah. Well, like you, we did the whole the book. I do the audio book because I have the ability to listen to books while I'm doing my job, so to speak. But so I had read The Shining years ago and loved The Shining. I think it's one of King's best, and for a reason. It's a great book. We should talk about King at some point in time. Our love-hate relationship with King. And his early stuff, I think, is fantastic. The Shining was a great read. If you read The Shining and then watch Kubrick's version of The Shining, you do start to understand why King was so upset with Kubrick's film.
Yeah.
But the film is really good. Like, it's not. I mean, I get you're the author. You wrote the book, but like he made a really good movie, an iconic movie, so to speak.
Mhm.
And then Doctor Sleep was fascinating in the sense. And I was telling our friend Alan Wiesenhunt about this because he loves Doctor Sleep. And my only thing was like when it comes to the book, and I don't want to get too in depth, but my thing is like certain books you do want. I'm not. I want to say sequel, but you want more of the book, more of the characters, and more of whatever it was, the world that it was in. So in general, I didn't necessarily feel like it was a sequel, and I don't know that it was meant to be a sequel. So let's make sure that we don't misunderstand that. But like, I did like the continuation of to see where these characters ended up.
Yeah.
So, having said that, we can review and talk about the film and the book and what we think of it specifically. But I like the idea of revisiting some of the characters. I mean, there's certain books of his I wish he would revisit. Salem's Lot, for one, I'd love to revisit that.
Well, I think what makes it interesting with this one is you've got so in The Shining, you have a child that's involved and is one of the survivors of the story, who saw his father go through something,
Yeah.
which is interesting because I don't think it plays off. Watching the movie again, I don't feel like The Shining plays off like it's alcoholism, which
No.
it's clearly in the book. It's alluding to that completely.
Yeah.
In every aspect. In the film, it's kind of like it's weird because they both exist and they're both good in their own right. But
Yes.
they're really telling two different stories almost. And because of that, and the reason I want to bring that part up is, it is interesting then to see this child has grown up and almost fallen in his dad's footsteps. In the book, there's a lot more leaning into the alcoholism part in Dr.
Right.
Sleep.
Yeah.
And him battling with that. And there's a lot of backstory. Some might say more than necessary.
Well,
it does take quite a while for it to kick off. But I do think there's a lot of important stuff in that kind of back area to get to the film. And we'll talk about the book real quick before we get to the film. But that's
just address that. I mean, you and I have talked about this endlessly. One of our problems with King, and some people love this, but like sometimes it's like you're just giving us way too much information. And I know some people love that, but I don't. I have the attention span of a gnat. So I need you to just move the story along. So I mean, that's not a knock. It's for me.
No, I agree. I kind of like it somewhere in the middle. I feel like there was a lot of stuff thrown in that was unnecessary. And when it comes to the movie, it's funny because I think the movie does such a great job of like shortening that whole beginning is very concise over the course of a couple scenes,
Yeah, and the movie was long. I mean, it's what
it's a pretty long movie.
2.5 hours long, which is, you guys, friends of mine will tell you, that is an hour and a half too long for Andy. So Gary, what did you? Let's talk about the movie. What did you think of the movie? Did you like or dislike?
Well, I will say.
Or do you want to talk about it first?
No, we can talk about it. So, I mean, do you want to just give what our kind of rating first?
Yeah,
I give it a flick.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's good. It's a good movie. I prefer The Shining over this, but this is a well done movie. The cast was superb. It's well done.
Yeah.
Again, just like the book, the movie was a little long in the tooth for me. No pun intended.
No pun intended for the novel readers.
Yeah, but it had some good. It's well worth watching if you have not seen it. Again, you probably have since it's been out for 6 years. But we're in FlickFloptober, so we're trying to talk about some horror stuff.
Right.
But yeah, good movie. You should check it out if you have not seen it.
I agree. Well, going into it, I remember, again, I read the book just recently and I couldn't recall anything from the film. I only remembered, and I think I told you that I said the movie's good, and it still stands up to that.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is, and look, I'm going to say that, do I like The Shining better? Yeah, probably a little bit more. But I think Mike Flanagan does something in this movie that was it was a very fine line to walk, and he managed to do it like expertly, marrying the book with the movie so that it's a sequel to both. And the only confusing part, I should say, would be that if you read the book and then saw this movie, see, I'm trying to make sure I get the logistics of this right. You would wonder why the Overlook still exists.
Yes.
As a hotel in the film. And that's really kind of the big thing that needed to be kind of dealt with in bringing the movie and this together, since the hotel still existed at the end of the movie, The Shining. But he does some great things, I think. He manages to get both of them to work good together. And he's got shots in there that remind you of The Shining. So I don't know if I know the one opening shot where it's kind of going across the lake, or is that a river? I'm not sure. And there's that little island kind of in the middle. It does that kind of, tracking shot through there. And then you've got the following the car on the road. That's the same as The Shining.
Yeah.
That's the same way that opens up. He's got a lot of shots like that. And of course, he's also repeating some things from back when Danny Torrance was a boy in the Overlook. So he has to reshoot all those things to make that all work.
Right.
But also, I thought the sound of this followed a lot with The Shining as well. It's like it's very good sequel to that, in that it's visually and sonically very much in line with it. You could play it right after it and feel like it works well with it.
That would have been interesting to watch them back to back and see how
I almost did.
I mean, I want to say one of the things I truly enjoyed in the movie was when he's back in the Overlook, so to speak, and he's talking to Lloyd, the bartender.
Yeah.
But it looks eerily like his father.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a neat play on it.
And what an interesting actor to have in that part. If you're not familiar with Mike Flanagan, he shows up in other stuff too, Henry Thomas. So it's interesting to see him in that role, because you're right. I mean, in that first shot when he's profile, it looks like a younger.
And I didn't look. So that's Henry Thomas from E.T., right?
Yeah,
that's what you're saying. I didn't even look that up. I just thought, man. But oddly enough, I thought that when I saw it, I was like, that looks like Henry Thomas. But I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't pursue it.
Yeah.
I wanted to I did make this little note here. I wanted to make sure I put this out there. I wrote down the book and the movie, and then I did a comparison: The Shining versus Doctor Sleep. So the book of The Shining, I gave an A+, and the book of Doctor Sleep, I gave it a C. It's good. It's not great, but it's good. And the movie of The Shining, I gave an A, but the book was much better. And the movie for the Doctor Sleep, I gave it a B, because the movie's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
it's much better. It's much better told visually, I think, in some of the aspects.
Yeah, for me, I enjoyed the movie a little more than the book. But again, it's just going back to what I said about King. He sometimes just gets a little too long for me, and that's just me, But I mean, there might be other people that agree with me. And if you've ever tried to tackle it or The Stand, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know how much longer we're gonna get into anything with this, but I don't want to go. I don't want to end it without saying one criticism that I have of both the film and the book.
Go.
And the film by extension of the book, because the book is what starts this. I felt like there was a missed opportunity in the book. I don't know how to say it. Rose the Hat could be a terrifying character, and I just never felt like there was any real danger, because the little girl has so much power that it never feels. It just doesn't feel like the stakes are super high, and it feels like the big battle between, Danny and Abra going up against Rose, in both of them seems kind of like, well, I mean, that was the ending. it just didn't seem to really feel like a real battle. It felt like it was kind of over. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, you never felt that they weren't going to achieve what they were trying to achieve.
Yeah.
So, I will say this, and this is just a little bit of a brag for me. First of all, I got my commemorative Shining mug, and I've been to the Stanley Hotel where King was inspired to write this, and it is creepy. Now, it's not the movie. That's not the hotel from the movie. That's it. That's in Oregon, but the hotel in Colorado, the Stanley, is if you ever get a chance to do it, you definitely should go. It's awesome, and they really play into the lore of the Stanley Hotel and King's misadventure, so to speak.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, look, if you haven't read these books, read them. If you haven't read The Shining, for God's sake, go read The Shining. It is a fantastic novel, and I'm sure everybody's probably seen these movies, and I like the TV version too.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's more closer to the book, as it could be. But, I also like Steven Weber, so
wings.
Yeah.
Anything else? I'm just going to look over my notes real quick, but I don't think I have a whole lot more. I mean, the acting, everything was great in it. The cinematography and just the way that Mike Flanagan ties both movie and book together.
Yeah,
I just thought were really, really great.
The only other note I have, and again, it's not. I don't think it's a big deal, but it was made such a big deal in the book was Rose the Hat as a character. How grotesque she was, and these things, so to speak, the giant one tooth. They made such a big deal of it in the book, but in the movie they don't even. It's not even an issue. They altered that.
Yeah, you never see the facade drop. It's like she needed to get the steam or whatever to keep that facade.
Yeah,
you never see that really drop in the movie.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, I mean, again, that's nitpicking, but it's just the King made such a big deal of it while writing. I'm like, yeah, this is really creepy, and then you never get to experience that creepiness.
Yeah.
So,
and like I said, you never feel like she ends up being all that tough.
You never
in the long run.
You never do.
You never do. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please let us know what you thought of Dr. Sleep down in the comments below. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out and then come back and let us know. Flick or flop. Anything else?
No.
Take us out, Andy.
Red rum.
From ghastly new to old school gore. 1 month of chills, who could want more? It's FlickFloptober, the doom and the dread. Laugh till you scream or hide under the bed. From cheesy slashers to eerie gold. 1 month of horror, new and old.
Dr. Sleep, that's his name. That name again is Dr. Sleep.
This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.